So today class I am going to explain you about PISO register. PISO means parallel in serial out. So how to write a Verilog code for PISO register and how to write a self-checking test bench for it. So what do you mean by this self-checking test bench? The self-checking test bench means you have your design that must be synthesizable. Next, you have a reference model that's sometimes known as golden model also. Okay, so that may or may not synthesizable. It's up to you. Okay, so if you are using synthesizable constructs, it will be synthesizable, else it will be not. But the thing is that we just need this model to check whether our output is correct or not. Because every time I can't manually check the output. Okay, so I need some reference logic for it. So as we are using just Verilog language, so in this case, both my design as well as my reference model are synthesizable. So what will be I doing? First I will be writing a design or I can say my RTL model for my PISO. Then I will be writing a reference model for it. Then in the test bench I will be generating some random input. Same input I will be giving to my reference model as well as my design. Then I will be checking whether I am getting a correct output or same output for both the things or not. For my PISO, what are the pin list? One is input, that is clock and reset. That is same for your all sequential circuit. You can have a preset signal or clear signal. It's up to your choice. Next, I will have a load signal. When the signal is 1, it will act like a parallel in. Whatever the data I am giving, that will be loaded to my register. When load is equal to 0, at that time it will act like serial out. So here my input I'll be taking a 4-bit, output that will be 1 bit. So how output will come? When load equal to 1, let I am giving input is equal to 1011. This will be loaded to my shift register. When load is equal to 0, at that time my data will start shifting. So at the first clock I will get my output equal to 1. At the second clock is I will get my output equal to 1. Third clock is I will get my output equal to 0. In the fourth clock, I'll get my output equal to 1. Okay, I'm shifting my data from MSB to LSB. You can shift from LSB to MSB like MSB first. It's up to you. So now these things, always I can't manually check all those things. So I have to write a reference model which will produce the same output like this so that I can check easily. So now here in the design, I'll be doing like behavioral modeling, not structural modeling, just for 4-bit. In the reference model, I'll be writing a code for n bit, like for n bit shift register. You using parameter, you can make it 12 bit, 10 bit, 14 bit, depending as your choice. Okay. Next, in the test bench, I'll be generating some random values. Both the value I'll be giving to design and reference, and I'll be checking the output. So let's take step by step how I'm writing the code. So module, then module name is PISO, that I am giving PISO RTL. Then port list, let the port lists are clock, preset, load, data in, then data out. Then I will be defining the port directions. Input clock, input reset, input load, input 3 down to 0, data in, then output data out. So my 4 directions are completed. Okay. So now I am declaring registers or where depending on my use. So first, when load is equal to 0, my data should be stored in the register. Okay, so I need a temporary register to store my data. So let declare a temporary register reg. Size will be same as your input, 3 down to 0, 10. So here to store the input when load equal to 1. That means my data is loaded to shift register. Okay. So next, always at the rate % of clock negate of reset. Okay, let's take the signal as reset n. Why reset n? Because my reset signal is active low signal. So to write like this is an active low signal, I am writing this n. N means normally it is an active low signal. That means when my reset signal is 0, at that time it is active. So now here my reset is asynchronous reset. Why? Because this always block is depending on the clock as well as the reset signal. My reset signal is not depending on the clock. So here my reset is asynchronous reset. Begin. If not reset n, because as my reset signal is active low, so I am taking if not reset n, then my load signal is equal to, sorry, not load, it's temporarily register. Temp signal is equal to 0. Or I can write 40 0. Else begin. So when reset is inactive, then what will happen? If load. So if load means load signal is equal to 1. So here my temp will be equal to D in. Sorry, temp will be equal to data in. That means whatever my input that is loaded to my shift register. Else begin. Okay. So here my data is shifted from MSV to LSV. So I can write temp of 0 is assigned to like my temp of 1. So here temp of 1 is from MSB side. So whatever the temp of 1, its first bit is assigned to 0. Similarly, to temp of 1, temp of 2 is assigned. Just I am writing for your reference here. Let my signal is equal to 1, 0, 1, 1. So this will be my output. So this will come to here. This signal will come to here. And this signal will come to here. So I can write my temp 0. Whatever the temp 1 value that is assigned to temp 0. Whatever the temp 2 value that is assigned to temp 1. Whatever the temp 3 value that is assigned to temp 2. And whatever the temp 3 that I can write temp 3 that is assigned to 0. You can also give a serial input here, but here I am assigning 0 to my temp 3. So now else begin and for this else and. So now what will be my D out? My D out is equal to temp of 0. So this is all about your design. So next I will go to write a reference model for my PISO. So before going to it, let's check whether I have some syntax error or not. Here data out, data in load, reset n. Here I should rename is reset n. Yes. Okay, now here remember this point. Whenever I am designing a sequential circuit, I should use here non-blocking assignment. So here everywhere I have used non-blocking assignment. Don't use blocking assignment here, you won't get the required result. Okay, so here I don't think any syntax error is there. It's like 0 error and 0 1. So we'll move to PISO reference. So here, as I have said, I'll be writing a code for n-bit PISO. So module PISO reference, inputs are clock, reset n, then your data in, same port list, okay, load, then your data out. So input clock, input reset n, input. Okay, here I will be using parameters. Why? Because it is f for n bit I am writing. So I can write parameter n equal to let's taking here 60. So now input n minus 1 down to 0. Data in, now output data out. So here same register to store my input. The range n minus 1 down to 0. Range size would be same as your input size. So same logic I can write here always at the rate pause edge of clock or make edge of reset n begin. So if not reset n, then temp is equal to 0 0 0. Okay, here I can simply write temp is equal to 0 because I don't know what is the size of my temp. So my tool will automatically optimize these things. Okay. Else begin. So same if load, then temp is equal to data in, else temp is equal to, see here what is the logic I am going to write. See here first I am giving 1011, then what will be my data? My data will be 0 1 0 1. First data is 1 0 1 1. So here what is happening? This one, this one is shifted to here, 0 shifted to here, 1 shifted to here. I can say it is like a right shift, left to right. Okay. Next, my data will be 0, then 0, okay, then this 1 and 0. So this thing I can write it, it is like temp is equal to 1 tick with 0, then whatever the data from third position to first position, temp of 3 down to 1. Every time this thing is happening. Here you can see 0 is added. Now 3 to 1, whatever the value that is coming here. Okay. So in like generalized case, what can I write here? Temp is equal to 1 tick bit 0, comma, temp of, so here it is a 4 bit, so 3 down to 1. So here I can write n minus 1 down to 1. Now this is a concatenation operator I am using. So and then assign d out is equal to temp of 3. So now in the test bench, I can override this parameter value to get a 4-bit register. If I am making n is equal to 20, then it will interfere a 20-bit register. Okay. So now I have to check this one here. Okay. So tick include this. So why we use tick include in a Verilog? So tick include means I am writing this file name. So during compilation, whatever written in this file, that all will be copy pasted here. Like in this tool, by default, this test bench and design are included. If I am adding some new file, then I have to include it. Else it will not compile this file. Okay, I have now defined this input load. Okay, so now it is also compiled. So next we will see how to write a self-checking test bench for it. See, everything is completed. Now just I have to write a test bench, generate some random values, give those values to it, this as well as this module, and check the output. Next class we will see this.